All right, July 23rd, we are back in the market again. And another interesting day in the market. Let's start off with the MIST, the leading gainer today. 166%. This had news. Milestone Pharmaceuticals announced 25 million private placement. And it had FDA update with PBST therapy sends Milestone shares on a rocket ride. So a lot of good moves here. Float at 12 million. Trade ideas probably around that range. What's FinBiz have? FinBiz has 21 million. So it's still not a super low float anyway, and this made a great move pre-market. So go to the 3-minute. 3-minute, here it is. The first candle today, and this was at 703,000. Nothing much here. 1,000, 4,600, 2,700. This candle was 32,000. This candle really rocketed up here. So if you're playing this early, there's your 4 line. I mean, that's the next line here. You have 350, maybe 375. You want to keep it like really tight line here. And then you have 4. And then this moved all the way up to 6. Now with this, this put in this really crazy candle here. This all the way back down. This probably stopped at a lot of people early. Excuse me. This is why pre-market is so crazy. Intraday is crazy, but pre-market has some weird moves. Like look at this move here. Now, if I'm playing this, the 4, how you can play it, 4, it's going to be 350 line. You're giving it to 350 anyway, but that came through so hard here. But again, look again, 13 over 20 MA. It happened so fast. It's not going to just keep going. It was a flash move, and it's a scare out longs there. You get it a 5-minute. This is a high wick, came back up. So another wick came back up. They're shooting tail wicks. They came right back up. 5 minutes a little better here. So when you see that wick come back up, that's a really fast move. And then your other 5.6. And then you have 650 all the way to skip going all the way till high 929. Then I put in this candle, fade it back. 8 held, then it broke up again. But you have here, when you see this doesn't break, 1, 2, it's a double top. And then it came back again, and there's your candle for a short. We did 8. So this one 8 all the way to 650. Then we had a bounce. It bounced all the way up to 750, and then 7 held, and then we sort of got weird here all the way up to 925, and it came back down. These moves are pretty consistent, even here and this. Once you get into here, get this breakout, it got very choppy. So this was a great long. And I had this way back when for a breakout, because these will eventually fill the gap. Like I said, it may take a month, 2 months, 3 months. And to fill the gap here will be 12. So 222 million. This went right to 999. Could this come back here inside day tomorrow? A typical move, we'll see. You go either way. You don't know with these. This could do nothing, just drift down and a huge bounce up, or tomorrow can keep going. So you don't know. Just play these day by day. Or if you're playing long here, you're just holding this, you have a better shot to go long. It's going to break out like that eventually. That's what happened. So that's my main thing, the 3 and 5 minute. I see people using 1, 2 minute. I mean, you can do that. Just way too many candles, way too many headaches for me. Even a 3 minute here is a lot of like intraday moves. So, and this candle here, you see this in the 5 minute, look at that wick down. Huge wick. And if you were in here, man, you got crushed. You were down big. But once again, even see on the 5 minute, the 13 is so above the 20. It's a smooth line here. These are all fake outs. It's all that fake out. It went right through, bounced back up. Because as this moves right here, And it's going through that fast, that wick came right back up. And even if it did go through, like look at here, you're seeing here, okay, then right here, you see going sideways. And like I said, after a move from low to high, this one 350 to 9. And look what happens here. It went down. This is the bend. This is the true bend because it's the move. All these low floats, eventually you're going to make a move. And, you know, between an 8 or even at the open. So just the length of this move, you can see here. And that's what happened. And you had to cross over. Then we cross back. You get a 10-minute. It's even better here. Look at the 10-minute. You have a huge, that is a, not a cross necessarily, but a spinning top, or you have a high wick, yeah, hammer candle. That's a cross. It came so far down and bounced up. And once this got over this candle, 584, you can see it here. And even on the 10-minute, you see the bend here. The bend is going to be later on that later time frame. So that's your judgment. You can use that for judgment. But that's what I keep telling myself too. On these moves here, you're going through. Don't be stopped out on that. See the 13, there's no bend. It's not going like this. It's not even going sideways. It's a flash move, almost like a flash crash in the market. When something goes down so fast, it's not going to hold that. It's impossible. So, and then this went on and continued. So there was MIST, RNET. See what the news in this was. Rignite secures government partnership and initial contract. What was the float on this? I had 14.83 million, 14.8 on trade out days and PIMBAs. This was another nice move here. Big candle up. Let's give it a 3-minute. There's your move. This is, well, little candle here. What was this? This was 8:54 a.m. And 3-minute rate up here. Came back down to 225. See, now you've high a day right here, about 267. So you know you high a day break here. Down, consolidation rate at 225, came back up. And then your new high at 3, consolidated at 275, and bounce up all the way to 4. Did this touch 4? This touch here, 4, 4. Right here was 4. Get a 5-minute. Right here. You can see this was nice here. So you have the first move. Always let a pattern happen, unless it's momentum. Unless we're just going straight up like that. There's a pattern. Let it come in, see what it does with you, and down, and there you go. 225. Look at this. Each you're getting above that 1320. And then move again. You can draw it this way for the high of the day break or consolidation over 275. Then this double top to a 375 and came back down on the 10-minute. 10-minute was smooth. 10 minutes probably one of the best short term. All these candles encompass 10 minutes inside of it. So right here you have the move of 260. What was this 260 exactly? What was that? 258. Came back. Look at this. 13's nicely over. So it's small. See how it's small? So 13 to 20. And then it gets bigger, bigger, and eventually it would drop above. Like I said, it's going to be your screen. This is my screen. I have 2 things here. So it's the bottom to the top of the screen. And it always works that way. 15 minutes even better. So there's a 5 again, up. This is actually great charts to trade. You have the dip, dip, and there it goes. On the daily chart, this was in a way long-term downtrend. And then it finally broke up. This is the first signs. When it breaks this channel, there it is. Sideways consolidation, and today put a really good buy, 55.2 million. All right, let's move on. Got here BCOV. BCOV beats Q2 earnings and revenue estimates. That was actually yesterday. But all right, so good today. This is the 5-minute. 10. You got here over 11. There was high of the day. So you have your first move here, high of day. We go sideways and you have 11 over 11 all the way to 13 plus. So this is a nice 5-minute, 10-minute. To right over 1105. That's a nice ascending triangle. And always the triangle is going to be to the right. So now to buy here, it's going to be all the way to the right. It's either you're going to touch the 13 MA or come close. See how this touch? That was a sign here. But this was a nice long 15 minutes, even better. And there it was on BCOV. So some good plays long. PLM. Too choppy. Look at this. 10 candles here. CBay wasn't bad here. How this bounced off 4, and then you had 425, 5, then went sideways. Not the best trading. It's pre-market. That was it. ABUS came on late. This is the 5-minute. 350. All the way it went as high as 648. And then there's your 3-minute. 3-minute up. And if you draw your line here, this broke out above 550. Still going after hours. On the 10-minute, 10 minutes not even close. It's so far away. So it was a long the whole time. I know people maybe have shorted in here, but I don't like to give a 1 or 2 minute. See the 1 or 2 minute? There's a million candles here. Looks like bouncing up here. It was nice for 1 minute, 2 minute, but just way too complicated. We want to keep trading simple. So this was a nice long overall. And look at that candle there with that 90 million. All right, read. That's nothing interesting. Mogo. Over 165 is okay. TQ, nothing. HLX. Wasn't bad over 450 at the 525. What is this? YVR. This was over 225. Look at this weird candle again. This is what I mean. Pre-market. At the 3, then this was a great short. This went down. What else was there? SCSN. Over 86 all the way to 104. This was a good long right there. The 1 is a key area in penny trading, penny stock trading. So let's see what it does. It's around that. Top. It's pure momentum play. There it is again. Look at this. Green candle, red. Once you see that inside candle, even if it's a shooting star, it's like a reverse hammer. Get a dip down. Draw your line here, and it got right over 8. And it took off to 950. It's not bad. It's a nice move on the 5-minute. 3-minute, same thing. The red, the green held, went up. So these are plays. Nice quarter lines there. These are definitely easier plays if you can catch them. OMI, this was a former runner. And this had the big candle here with 61.5 million. Then you had your inside candle. Look at that. Lower volume. Didn't go down all the way. So like midway through the candle, you see it a lot. That's a typical pattern. Next day it came back. Sometimes it'll do 1, 2, 3 and then bounce. And then look at the 5-minute here. You got over 1325. This one all the way to 1525 on that 5-minute. There's a cross reversal. So this was nice too. Once you get here, let it form a little pattern right here. 1325. And you get support right here. And then this at 13. So it's a nice long. Broke out. Then you have over 1350. Some dip buys here, 1425. Another one at 1450. So this is a really great long. So that was nice. GTLS. not that much early, and then came above 62 to 66. It's pretty good there. ENTX was a great short. Look at this way early pre-market. Then you get this fake candle. See the reverse too. When you have the 20 over 13 MA, you're like, oh, if you're short, this went right through. And again, it's a fake. Look how straight that line is. It can't go through in a straight line. It's impossible. See how this bent at least a little bit? Maybe there. On the 5 minute, you get the 10 minute. See, the 10 minute was less too. 10 minute, that was all a fake candle. See that? And that's why you need different time frames. This one through, but it was so smooth. That's a smooth rundown as soon as it's crossed over. And that's why the lower time frames will shake you out. And higher time frames work well. That was a great short. And once you recognize this over and over, you'll be able to see that more. Let's boil. First shares, Ultra, Bloomberg Natural Gas. It's not a bad trade here, over 26.50, and took off. You have oversold, oversold again. And look at the volume here. Some people don't know what natural gas, I don't really follow this, but maybe that's a good sign there for longs. Rumble. It's chopping around there. You're holding your 20, but back and forth. Over 20, went all the way to 23. Not bad. ENTG was over 67, got to 71. That was a short. CNTG. TCBI, Texas Capital Bank shares. That's interesting. It says like no pre-market at all. Too tired. 28.50 all the way to 30.76. And this one too, this is coming out of this downward channel here. OPTT. Get a 1 short, nothing I like there. Ranks International, right over 210, 225, nice little pop. UMC, quick pop. EQT, I think maybe I called this a while ago. This is a great swing trade. You've had trendline support. On this, it's like a falling pattern. It's falling like waterfall. As soon as you sit here, then confirm your next day, and there it was. Then inside candle, and shot up. It came back down, and then there's a nicer long here again. So EQT is looking very good. And today, intraday, over 13.50 to 14.50. Nice run here. SQQQ is short the Nasdaq. This is over 620, 660. This gets no range because it's going down so far. Look at this. This has been a short for forever. Are we coming up a little bit? Yes, on stochastics. We got to get over. Got to get over 680. That 20-day. It's got to make a move over that to confirm. Good day trade. This is a CLSN. Oversold right here. You had the gap down. Over 1. There's your 1 support. Great volume today. Touched 150. They shot it back down. They didn't really hold that. But it could be just consolidation. That's a nice long now. I used to play them more than oversold plays, but there's so much moving in the market. Oversold plays are not as good. They're more of a swing, like you want to hold longer because there's so many things moving now. What else we got here? GLNG, it's a nice long 8. What is this? Technology Bears, TECS. So is this the same as XQQQ? I think it is. 3.1 million. This is forming like it looks like a rounding bottom. Is tech gonna fall somehow? I don't know. But over 1825, this went to 1925. CNX, Echo, JDST. JDST is a short gold. And that came up with huge volume today. So we'll see what that does. This is like a reverse head and shoulders, head, shoulder, shoulder. BNE, Veneer Incorporated. This has been a great long. Auto parts. You go to over 1280 all the way to 1375. That's a good long. LABD, that's short, bio. PRTY, Party City Holdings. You had 125 support. This little fake candle, it's coming back up. So this has been a nice hold here. Continued long. CA, BZQ is ultra short Brazil. They have coronavirus out of control there. So draw a line here. It's the outermost trend line. This is very oversold though. This is a short Brazil ETF. Made a run up here. This could come back here. This was over a 12.90, not a bad gain. What else we got here? Unilever, and all that. All right, so that's the top list. Let's take a look at the SPY. All right, so the SPY today was down 353, 1.131%. S&P down 40.36, 1.23%. Nasdaq 244.71, 2.29%. Small caps 0.69, 0.5%. VIX was up again 26.08, 176, 7.24. Commodities, gold 1660, silver 22.68 was down a little bit. Oil down 41.05, 2.03%. So there's the SPY, like I was saying, this could come back to 320, and then you have 317. You have this trend line, then you have another trend line. You couldn't use that, so we'll see where this comes. If this comes back further, if this, told you it's overbought here, it can stay that way it did before, and it's made a good run. We'll see if this comes back down now. We'll see how far though. Trend has still been up, so every move, even the lows have been higher. So maybe this gives a 315, 320. We'll watch that. Nasdaq's really extreme here. Now this usually doesn't do that many bad candles in a row. This is breaking the 13-day. Then you have your 20 days, 10.388. If this breaks the 20, that's the main thing here on the daily. If this breaks the 20, maybe we get back to where's 10,000 at? Right here. I don't know if we get that low. Maybe 10.2. We'll see. On the 4-hour, we're already breaking it. We broke that trend line. Actually, we go here. Yeah, we've broken the trend line on the Nasdaq. Target. This is a spinning candle. So we'll see how far that goes. This looks like we're going further down. We'll see if this continues, or is this a one day? We have Friday. We might have a future. Or a sell off through that. We'll see. Nasdaq, there's a gap. It filled the gap, but it couldn't break this 27,000. That's a big candle here. We're very high up, so we'll see where this goes. You have 26,359. That'll be the 20-day. I would look for there first. Oil. Let's go to oil now. Oil's putting these candles. He wants to break out. We'll see. It's still a divergence up. Oxy, APA, sort of indecision now. Some casinos. There's Win. Straight down. I think I heard the casinos were like 97% off profit. So look at this, straight down now. This might come back under 20 again. We'll see in that win. LDS. Trend line really is here. I don't like to go by the wicks. I want to go to the full body because the wicks bring it right back up. So we'll see if this holds now. It's really gap down hard. This could have further downside, I think. So that was it. All right, cruises, again, they're doing nothing. You're getting a bounce up. A lot of fake outs, very choppy action here. But as long as this low keeps getting higher, eventually could start to turn up. Some good news. NCLH, that's really trying to hold on here. It's very oversold too. It's at like a 6. That is a better chance for a bounce. RCL, cross, we might try to come back up now. CCL. Give a line here. We'll see if this holds. This is a mess of a chart here. All right, on that, some of the REITs, MFA, trying to get over 275, IBR, trying to get over 350, call, trying to get over 350 as well. Restaurants, Den is trying to hug that 23.6 fibs. Look at it straight up. So it's showing, it's holding, it's trying to break up. We'll see on that. Dine Brands. Down here, came up right above now, 42. You're above your moving average, is very bullish. Did this before, back in June, May. And where will this go? Maybe 45. Let's see, it's looking very bullish here though. You have 1, 2, here, all the way back down. Now it's turning up. That's good. Nail, let's take a look at the other ETFs. This got into 40 level. That's a 38.2. We said it was going to go there. Really came back hard today because of the overall news in the market. This was cruising today early. And this got smoked down there. This lost 31, like $3 plus today. It did bounce off of 36, came back up. It's very overbought here. So like I said, this could come back to the 13 EMA, which would be about 32, within a 20. We'll see on that. It's been a really strong run. Defend. This has made a good run here from this low. That low was at 10. Fake out handle here. Now this touched that 20 EMA bounce. That's a good sign. You have about 12. I would like to see it stay above 12. This one too got shot down with the bad news in the market, and this got really smoked right there. What else? ERX. This is Energy Bulls, and this is like hugging that EMA there. So you see that very choppy action. Nougat and JNUG. See, when you're far away from your moving averages, it's going to pull back. But how far, we don't know. But as a pullback, it's run, run strong. JNUG, same pattern. LABU, this is BIOS. This has made a strong run. It's putting in some tough candles here, but every time it's been bouncing from that, we'll see if it holds there. Soxel, same thing. This was at the 61.8 retracement level. This is a really strong trend line here, so this could come back into 200. We'll watch that. As move off this low here to 29. It's very overbought here. Can't get much higher than that. It did that before, then it dropped hard. So it just drops down. You have your 1320. Could even get a 32 maybe. We'll see on that. TNA. You still have here the 38.2 retracement, which is 35. Then you have this nice open gap to the 50% retracement, which is 44.49. Very oversold here, or overbought, excuse me. This was very choppy action to get long on the swing. It worked. If you got in here and you're riding this trend line, about 30.19. This could come back too. We'll see how far it comes back. It comes back. If it goes past that, maybe to like 27-ish. We'll see how this plays out now, though. The market looks like it's turning a little bit here. DQQQ. And this is, you know, a severe uptrend here. You can't get any better than this. So touch that, bounce off that 13 line. Try to get higher here, put a right candle, little spinning candle here, and then today got crushed. Now the 20's holding right now. Where are we at after hours? We're at 108.69. 108.69. So we're about, you know, right about here. But we're below this 20 EMA. We'll see if this goes further to like 105. This trend line, we'll call it 105-ish. Let me draw this a little bit better here. So you have, all right, so you draw that, and then I'm trying to connect this. It's not easy to connect all the time. Looking for the full body. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I would say 105 level. We'll watch that. But I think it looks like we're going down further at this point. SPXL, it's got right above that previous high in June. We tested on like a double top now. This going to come back in. We're very overbought here. Look at this. This was a great run here. This was better. This was at a low of 38.06, and then we went as high as, what do we have here, 49.64. 49.64. This could come back into, this comes back maybe to 44 if we get that low. But like I said here, if you look in this run down in March, you know, buy here, sell. Stochastic's 2080 is a great buy sell indicator. It doesn't always work because look, it can come down like this, but that's the main thing. Your 20 to 80, 20's oversold. You buy when there's blood in the streets. And then this went up. And this was jaggedy. This didn't come back to 10. So it doesn't even have to come back. Come back halfway, come back to here. It bounced here, came back up. And then we had a gap down again. So this, when it did this and then this, you would just see if this was going to fall through. This is double bottom, but it held here. This double bottom breakout, and it took off. So, but look at the overall chart. What do you see here? We're in an uptrend. This was as low as 1651. We're now at 50% retracement level on SPXL. So let's look at UDOW. UDOW is close to 50. We got here in June, came back down. Now we're trying to fill this gap. Like I said, like 74, struggling here. Way overbought again. We'll see if this comes back in. Trend line, it's kicking back maybe 66. We'll see on that. But you see the theme and everything, the stock market. It is grinding up. It is tough. It's not even like back here. Like, you know, we had smooth moves. These are even tougher moves. So these are tougher long, but the overall market's been going up. Unless we break even like in all these charts, like these trend lines, we start going really down here. Like these aren't big moves down necessarily. It's not like that. So these are corrections, you know, pullbacks. Overall, it is still very good to be long. So recap, casinos are coming back down again. The REITs are spinning. They're doing nothing. You know, very slow movements, nothing going on there. Cruise liners are getting oversold. Oh, airlines, let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at HA. HA, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. We're hitting these the trend lines. This is very oversold. But you have divergence here. 1, 2, and it's coming up. So this might break up. So that's looking a little better than that with today's hold. So Alaska Airlines is in between your 38.2 probably like 34 level. So 38 between 34. The trend is up though on that stochastics level. JetBlue too, grinding. See higher, higher, higher. It's a cross up. It looks like, but very choppy action in the airlines. But their trend is looking a little better. So airlines are looking better than the cruisers, cruise ships, and then you have what did I say? Restaurants. They're slowly breaking down this wedge. They're trying to come up like that's them. Ruth, not doing much. It's very slow. There's Eat. Eat's a little bit better, but Eat's made a run. It's getting high on stochastics too. So the overall market again, looking at the top stocks on trade ideas. I see a lot of 1s, 50 cents, 3s, 4s, a lot of penny stocks. So the penny stocks are winning again. So penny stocks have been in play the last few weeks. They're making the main gains. You have, COVID news, bio news, different things in the market. So they're pretty much controlling it. Your ETFs, you can play back and forth. Pretty much to the long side has been winning in ETFs. Now, we'll see what happens with this move. Today, it was very bearish today with Dow, S&P. Nasdaq really bearish, 2.29. The VIX moved up. Is this a longer term move? There's the VIX. Let's go here. So there's a VIX. This is a falling wedge pattern. Tight from that move in June now. We're going to break out. We're oversold here. You've been oversold before, had little bounces, Is it a bigger, small bounce? Who knows? But I think to the long side, the VIX will move up here again, maybe to like the 30 level. So we'll see what happens with that. UVXY. It's another falling wedge. See this? Get tight here. Bounce back in June. Oversold, bounce, oversold here, way oversold. And I think we're going to break up a little bit more. See how far though. So let's see, NBR, Neighbor Industries. This has been a nice long. This is another trend line. See, trend line, very oversold. See, this is maybe a swing. If you get in here and I tried to bounce above, and then see your swings out. That's all, a swing. If it doesn't work, you get out. Then you got to try again. You know it's oversold. Eventually it's going to bounce, but it's a matter of where. Where is it going to bounce? Yeah, if you drew like a line here, it's tough. These don't actually like connect that well. But you can see there. See it has to bounce over. And it basically has to bounce over to the moving average. You see there. But today was another great day. This is a Neighbor Industries. Nice long over 40. You might want to keep this. Well, it's getting very overbought now. But it can do a flat move and stay overbought buried, it's called. So we'll see what happens with that. Got a gap fill to like 50. That's not a bad long here. All right, so the market is very volatile as usual here. We're getting way up here in the SPY. We've gone far from March. And the volume's really dying down. Look at the volume. SPY volume is really decreasing. And then look at stochastics. Every time we've been up here, we've made some sort of move down. This was not really that low, but pretty low. This was really low. We haven't done a full cycle though, 80 to under 20 or 90-10. So we might not get there for a while, we'll see. Unless we get a really big move. And this comes down to like 300. I don't know how far that would go in stochastics, but see, look at the moves here. Up. This was all chop here. This was a little move down here at the gap. Strong move here. This took off. Down, double bottom, breakout. And now go to high again. See, this was running long. See that move way back in May? Look at that. It was really high, and then it finally dropped, then we dropped again, and then we took off again. So we're not going to stay up here, that's for sure. This side, the odds favor the bears that we're going to go down further here. It's just a matter of how far. 320, 317, 315, 310. Yeah, there's your support too, about that 300. If you go on the chart here, and this is the moving averages, so that's what you can see all from here. Yeah, 309 right here. So this is a 50-day, 200, 150. You can see the moves back here. So we held at 300. If anything, if we have a real good pullback, it'll be about the 300 level. That's your 200 right here. To be determined what we're going to do, what kind of pullback. So the weekly's not showing anything. Weekly's showing we're extremely bullish. So that's my short term right now. If we go here to 317 on the SPY. All right, so small caps are in play again. Pre-market, small caps in early is the move. During the day, you're getting some real good moves here. MIST, ABUS, BCOV were nice longs. RNET was a nice move. So, and not bad. There's some, even you're playing like the ETFs, like DFIN. Like here's DFIN. If you're playing this like intraday, you're not getting that great a range, but you're getting like 1260. You're getting like 40 cents or 50 cents, and then a big short. So you can play these too. If the market's, getting volatile again, these are going to be up and down. So like TQQQ. Look at this intraday. This is a great short. But 121 to 108. This is putting big moves to $13 move. So you can play a lot of things. There's a lot of things to play. A handful of ETFs are good to play. Volatility, UVXY. Where's that SVXY? SVXY is short VIX futures. So, and this one way down here. But anyway, that's when there's play small caps. Let me take a look too at AMD. Yeah, that one down today. That was a great short. AMTD, which is Ameritrade. I like these two. These give great moves intraday. I put them on my to play sometimes. Like look at these nice candles. Again, this was over 37.75, all the way up to 38.75. This wasn't bad. BTFC, it's not as good. I like playing ATMD, SCHW, which these run the same charts, so they're pretty much the same charts. Look at this run from 34.75, 35.75. That's $1 gain right there. There's a handful of charts you can play every day. There's something to play every day. If people say there's nothing to play, that's because if you only play short, or short, long, or like small caps, whatever you're playing, if that doesn't work for you, then there's nothing to play. But there's always something to play. Just play the charts, and shorts, not shorts, the small caps you just have to worry about. They're going to move. They're going to move hard here. Like MIST, like a $3 gain to $9. It's like $6 move. They'll move, $3, $5, $10. Now, the bigger stocks and some of the ETFs will move $1, $2, maybe $3. Like TQQQ moved $13 today, so that's a big move. Some of them will move 50 cents. Some will move $1. So small caps move the biggest, but you can make money on anything. So, all right, that's it. Another strong day in the market for everyone who's played long, short, whatever you're playing. There's always a strong day in the market. All right, That's it. Please subscribe to the channel and like, and we are out for now. Peace.